Hi, welcome to Career Development 1 mini lecture number 2. The purpose of this mini lecture is to very briefly touch on person-environment psychology and then on Holland's theory of personality and environmental types. So person-environment psychology is exactly what it sounds like. It's a look at the reciprocal nature between how people influence the environment and how the environment influences people. This is really important when we're talking about the world of work because we know that people are happier when they're good at their work, when they're prepared and trained for their work, and when their work matches their innate interests and who they are. So finding a good personality and work match is what's called congruence. And that's what we're doing here. That's what all of this is about. All these assessments and career counseling is all about finding that match between person and job. So Dr. Holland, you'll hear Holland's name, you'll hear the Holland theory. It's a fundamental theory in career counseling, and it's simple, which is a good thing because it makes it more accessible. It's easy to administer, folks can take it themselves, it's easy to access online, but it's also a bit limiting, and we'll talk a little more about that as we go. So Holland's theory is about vocational personalities and work environment and how they come together and how we can help folks find their match. So Holland had these 3 questions here, and I'll let you read those if you'd like. In my words, I've summed it up to what traits suit various work environments, what leads to satisfied employment and or job stability, and how do we help people figure out questions 1 and 2? So here are the 6 personality and environmental types. You'll also hear this referred to as the Ryesak theory. Ryesak, the letters there are just matching 1 through 6. And so this is the theory that everyone falls into one of these 6 categories, and that every workplace falls into one of these 6 categories. So individuals are likely to be a combination of several types with one more dominant type, and types develop based on cultural and personal forces, so biology and environment. So an important thing to be thinking about here is that, what is our environment? What are we exposed to? Our experiences lead to our preferences, which lead to our strong interests, which lead to our related competency. So if someone isn't exposed to something, how can they gain any competency? So here, 1 through 6 are the types, and we'll go into these a bit more. So important to note here, all of these types come with this descriptor here in quotes. And it's helpful for conceptualizing this theory. It's also limiting. So I believe that we all have these parts to some extent within us. So I'll let you think about how you want to conceptualize that. But I do find that this language is a bit limiting in that way. So the realistic type, these are the doers, enjoy working with hands or body, enjoy project-based work and tangible results or a tangible product at the end of the project. So some work environments for these folks would be athletics, outdoor work, working with plants or animals, working with machinery or tools. The investigative type, these are the thinkers, always asking why. Interested in research and analytical work. They enjoy abstract tasks and thoughts. A good match might be science, technology, psychology, or journalism. The artistic type, these are the creators, good at brainstorming and thinking outside the box. They enjoy unstructured work environments, and some good matches might be the visual or performing arts, therapy, or architecture. The social type, these are the helpers. These folks find purpose in service, enjoying helping others develop and grow. So we'll see these folks in education, healthcare, first responders, social service. The enterprising type, these are the persuaders. They like to lead, guide, influence. They may be results or number or target driven. We'll find them doing well in management, marketing, law, sales, finance, politics, social media, perhaps. And the conventional type, these are the organizers. They enjoy structure and a detail-oriented work. So pharmacists, librarians, accountants, engineers. So accompanying this theory is this helpful image here from Holland, this hexagon that has each of the 6 types. And what's helpful about this when we're presenting this to clients is when their primary type has been identified, we see that the other types that are closest in distance to that type are other types that would be worth looking into. So we see maybe realistic and investigative, or realistic and conventional. There will be some overlap here. We also see that realistic and social are further apart. And so we know that that might be something that they might not be interested in looking at. So in practice, the way that we actually determine these types with our clients is through the self-directed search assessment tool. And you can find that online. It's about a 20-minute test, and it gives users a 3-letter code that reflects their vocational personality and workplace environments. So it's based on these 6 types that we've been discussing. It lists possible occupations, salary data, etc. It costs $15 for an individual. And when you consider what minimum wage is, that's a reminder to us that career counseling is a luxury. So I'll wrap up here with a couple of thoughts for you to consider, a couple of questions. Does this theory apply across cultures? What's missing? How can we remove barriers for clients engaging in assessments? And obviously there's the barrier of cost, but there's also barriers like how do we encourage clients to answer honestly, given that this is a self-reported assessment? So let me know if anything needs to be clarified. Thanks for watching.